just got a gift, bro. Are you sure I got a gift, bro? I don't think so. Okay, so this is gonna be a part 2 of the stupid Smelly bus. So, okay, let's go and read it. Chapter 6. A good hider. When you're a very last one in line, nobody watches you. That's how come nobody saw me when I ducked behind the teacher's desk and hid. I'm a good hider. One time at Grandma Miller's house, I hid under the kitchen sink. Then I made a growly sound and sprung out at her. I'm not allowed to do that anymore. Oh. Anyway, I stayed scrunched behind the teacher's desk for a while. Then I saw a better place to hide. It was a big supply closet in the back of her room. So I ran back there very fast. I squeezed onto the bottom shelf. I squeezed right on top of a construction paper. Most of me was comfortable. I kept my head was short of very tight, and my knees were all bended like a somersault. Huh? And then I pulled the door mostly close. Don't shut it all the way, though, and I mean it. I said right out loud. I stayed real quiet for lots of minutes and heard noises in the hall, and some feet came running into the room. Big people feet, I think. What happened? I heard someone ask. One of my little girls is lost, said a voice that sounded like Mister's. Her name is Junie B. Jones, and she did get on the bus. So now we've got to go out looking for her. Then I heard some keys jingle, and the feet went running out again, and then the door shut. I still didn't come out of the closet, though. When you're a good hider, you can come out of a very, very long time. I just stayed there all bent up. Then I told myself a story. Not an out loud story. I just told it inside my head. It was called The Little Hiding Girl. I made it up, and this is how it went. Once upon a time, there was a little hiding girl. She was in a secret spot where nobody could find her, except her head was very tight, and her brain was squishing out. But she still couldn't come out of her spot, or a smelly yellow monster would get her. And also some meanies with chocolate milk. The end. After that, I rested my eyes. Resting your eyes is what my grandpa does when he watches TV after dinner. When he snores, and Grandma Miller said, "Go to bed, Frank." It's not the same thing as a nap, though. 'Cause naps are for babies, that's why. And anyway, I didn't snore. I just did a little drool. Then finally, when my eyes were done resting, they woke up. And so I came out of the closet and I ran right to the window. And guess what? There weren't any cars in the parking lot. And no stupid smelly bus either. Whew, what a relief, I said. Relief is when your stomach doesn't feel squeezy anymore. And that time you cannot go to bath, you cannot eat dinner, and last thing is you need to sleep at school. There doesn't got any blankets. But not when you bring blankets to sleep. After that, I went back to the closet, 'cause while I was hiding, I sniffed the smell of clay, that's why. And clay is my favorite thing in the whole world. Hey, see it up there? I see it up there, I said. The clay was on the middle shelf. I stood on a chair to get it. It was blue and stiff, so I had to roll it on the floor to make it soft and warm. Then rolled it into a blue orange. It was very beautiful, except it had some dirt and hair on it. After I was done, I went from the front of the room and sat down in my teacher's big chair. I like teacher's desk very much. The drawers are so big I could fit in one, I think. I opened up the top one and there are happy face stickers and rubber bands, and also gold stars, which I love a very lot. I stuck one on my forehead and found paper clips and red marking pens and new pencil with no points and scissors and travel tissues, and guess what else? Chalk, I said. Brand new chalk that's not even out of this little box yet. Then I stood up on my teacher's chair and I clapped my hands together very loud. I want everyone to find a chair and sit down. Today we're going to learn some alphabet and some reading. And also I will teach you how to make a blue orange. But first, everyone had to watch me draw stuff. Then I went to the board strewn with my brand new chalk. I drew a bean and a carrot and some curly hairs, and wrote some O's. O's are my best letter. After that, I bowed. Thank you very much, I said. Now you may all go out for recess. I smiled, except for not that Jim. Chapter 7, Peeky Holes and Spying. After a while, I started to get a little thirsty. That's what happens when chalk sprinkles get in your throat. I would like a drink of water, I think. But when I put my hand on my hips, only what if somebody sees you at the water fountain? They might call a stupid Smelly bus to come get you, and so you better not go. I stamped my foot. Only I have to go, 'cause there's dumb chalk in my throat. Why did there got chalk in your throat? That's weird. Then all of a sudden, I got a great idea. I pulled the chair over the door, and I peeked out of a window at the top. I'm a good peeker. One time I peeked right into Grandpa Miller's mouth when he was sleeping. I saw that dangly thing that hangs down the back. I didn't touch it though, because I didn't have a little stick or anything. That's why. Anyway, I didn't see anybody in the hall, and so I opened the door a crack, and I sniffed. 'Cause when you sniff, you can smell if there's people around. Oh, Junie be a dog. I learned sniffing from a dog. Tickle. Dogs can smell everything. People can mostly just smell big smells, like stink and flowers and dinner. Nope, I don't smell anyone, I said. Then I ran to the water fountain and drank for a long time. And nobody tapped on me and said, hurry up, girl. After that, I stood on my tippy toes. And I tippy-toed to Media Center, 'cause I love that place, remember? Media Center's kind like a fort. The shelves are like the walls, and books are stored like bricks, and you can even move some of them around and make peeky holes. Peeky holes are what you spy out of. When you see somebody coming, you can make your breath very quiet, and they won't find you. I spied for a long time, but nobody came. The only people in Media Center were only me and some fish. The fish were in a big glass tank. I waved in there and I stirred them with a pencil. I love fish very much. I eat them for dinner with coleslaw. Then I saw my most favorite thing in the whole world. Its name is an electric pencil sharpener. It was sitting right on the librarian's desk. Hey, I said very excited. I think I know how to work that thing. Then I look in the desk drawer, and guess what? There are lots of brand new pencils in here. They're sharpen them. It was further than anything, 'cause an electric pencil sharpener makes a nice noise, and you make pencils as teensy as you want. You just keep pushing them into the little hole, and they just keep on getting teenier and teenier. This doesn't work on crayons, though. I tried a red one, and the pencil sharpener slowed way down and made a sound. And after that, I didn't go anymore. Just when I heard a noise. It was walking feet. That made me scared inside, 'cause I didn't want anyone to find me, that's why. So I squatted way down and looked through my peeky hole. I saw a man with a trash can. He was singing, "Somewhere Over the Rainbow." That's a song I know. It's from my favorite movie, which is called The Wizard of Oz. The man with a can didn't see me. He walked down the hall, and I heard him go outside. I stayed squatted down for a long time, but he never came back. "Whew, that was a close one," I said. And so I ran to find a better place to hide. Chapter 8. The Dangerous Nurse Office. Guess where I ran to? Straight to the nurse office, of course, 'cause there are those little play blankets to hide under. There are other neat stuff in there too, like a scale to weigh yourself, and a sign with giant E's and all the letter. But nurse uses the sign to test your eyes. She points to the letters, and you have to yell out their names. You have to yell E the loudest. That's how it's so big. And guess what else I saw in the nurse office? Band-Aids, that's what. I love those guys. They're on top of the desk, so I opened the lid and sniffed them. I said, 'cause Band-Aids smell just like brand new beach ball. I dumped them out, and they saw the most prettiest Band-Aids I ever saw. They're red and blue and green, and also yellow, which is the color I hate. There are different shapes too. Some are squares and circles. Some are that very long kind, which are called tangles, I think. I put a green circle on my knee. That's where I fell down on the sidewalk last week. But mostly all better now. But if I press it very hard with my thumb, I still make it hurt. After that, I put a blue tangle on my finger. That's where I got a splinter from a picnic table. Mother pulled it out with tweezers, but there's still some table there, I think. Also, I put a red square on my arm, 'cause their tickle scratched me, 'cause it got him all wound up. Just then I saw the nurse's purple sweater. It was hanging on her chair. I put it on. "Now I'm the nurse," I said, then sat down and pretended to call the hospital. "Hello, hospital? It's me, the nurse. I need some more Band-Aids and some aspirins and some cherry cough drops. Only not the kinds that make your mouth feel freezy. I need some lollipops for when kids get needles. And also I need a little stick or something in the case I have to touch that dangly thing that hangs down in your throat." Just then I pretend to call room 9. "Hello, misters. Please send to that Jim to my office. I have to give him a shot." Just then I saw my most favorite thing in the whole world. We're near the door, and their name is Crutches. So this is how Junie B look like when she's putting on Band-Aids and doing anything else I don't know. Crutches are for when you break a leg. Then the doctor puts it in a big white cast with just your piggy sticking out. And you can't walk on it, so she gives you crutches to swing yourself. I ran over and picked them up, and I put them under my arms. Only they're too long for me, so I didn't swing that good, and so I got another idea. I carried them to the nurse's chair and climbed up. They're so real tall. I put the crutches under my arms, and they fitted just right. After that, I stood on the edge of a chair. I leaned forward very slow, except when a terrible thing happened. The chair was on wheels, and it rolled away from my feet, and it got stuck on the crutches very high in the air. It was very dangly up there. "Hey!" I shouted. "Get me down from here!" And it wiggled around, and one of the crutches slipped, and it came crashing down. I banged my head on the desk. "Ow!" I yelled. "Ow, ow, ow!" I picked up the phone again. "I quit this stupid job," I said, and then I ran there very fast, because the nurse office is a dangerous place, and crutches aren't my favorite thing. Chapter 9. Zooming Speedy Fast. I like running inside the school. It's funner than running inside your house. In school, you can zoom with your arms out like a jet plane, and you don't knock over the furniture. And also the head doesn't broken off your mother bird statue, which used to be a blue jay, I think. Okay, gonna check. Goody, goody. I zoomed straight to the cafeteria, because there was a table to hide under in that place. Only I tried to open the door. It was all locked up, and so I ran to another room across the hall. Only that stupid door was locked too. "Hey, you did all this dumb locking," I said, when I started jiggling up and down. Because I was having a little bit of problem, that's why. The kind of problem that's called personal. And it's about going to the potty. And so all of a sudden, I had to run down the hall speedy, quick, right to the girls' bathroom. Only guess what? When I got there, that stupid door wouldn't open either. So I kick it and hang on the handle, because I weighed 37. Whoa, that she even weighed more than me. "Open up and I mean it," I yelled. But the door kept on staying shut. "It's an emergency," I shouted. When all of a sudden I remember about the boy I can't peep up, because he had an emergency too, and he got to go to the boys' bathroom. They zoomed across the hall, but I pulled the boys' bathroom door. But that dumb thing was locked too. "Stupid, stupid doors!" I hollered. After that, I started to jiggle up and down very fast. "Oh no, I'm gonna have an accident on my skirt that looked like velvet." This then I remembered something else about emergencies, because Mother told me what to do if I ever need help. Her name is called 911. They ran back to the dangerous nurse office. And that's where the phone was, of course. I picked it up and pushed 9 and 1 and another one. "Help, this is emergency," I yelled. "All the doors are locked in this place, and I'm going to have a terrible accident." Then I heard a voice on the other end. She said to me to calm down. "Yeah, only I can't, because I'm in big trouble and I'm all by myself. I need help real bad." And the lady said to calm down again. It's good for a kid to stand still. So I just hung up and ran right out of there. Then it just kept running and running until it got a big doors at the end of the hall and run right outside. Or maybe there might a little toilet out there or something. Except I didn't see one. All I could hear was sirens. Loud sirens were all over the place, and they kept on getting closer and closer. when a big green fire truck came zooming right around the corner, a white police car, and fast red ambulance. And guess what else? We turned right to the school parking lot. So I stopped jiggling for a second and sniffed the air. I couldn't smell any smoke. Then I heard a grouchy voice. "Hey, hold it, Missy," I yelled. I got very scared inside, 'cause Missy's my name when I'm in trouble. I turned round. It was a man with a can, and he was running at me. "Hold it right there," he hollered again. I started to cry. Yeah, only that's the trouble. I can't hold it. I already hold it all I can, and I'm having an emergency, and all the bathrooms are locked, and now I'm going to have an accident very quick. And the man with the can didn't look so grouchy anymore. "Well, you didn't say so, sis," he said. He pulled a big bunch of keys out of his pocket and grabbed my hands. And then him and me zoomed back into school speedy fast. Chapter 10, the last chapter. Me and that Grace. The man with a can unlocked the girls' bathroom for me and ran right in there. And guess what? I made it, that's what. I didn't have an accident on my skirt that looked like velvet. Phew, that was a close one, I said. Then I washed my hand at the sink. I looked inside my mirror, and the gold star was still on my forehead. It looked very beautiful up there. After that, I went into the hall, and the man with the can bent down to me. "Everything okay, sis?" he said. So I nodded my head. I holded it. I said very happy. Then all of a sudden there were lots of people running at us. There were firemen and policemen and a tall lady rolling a bed on wheels. "Hey," I said to a man with a can. "What happened? Did somebody get run over here or something?" They called misters and principal and mother. They're running at us too, and then mother bended down and hugged me real tight. After that, everyone started talking at once, and nobody using their quiet voice, and nobody was smiling either. Principal was starting to ask me a jillion questions. Mostly they were questions about hiding my supply closet. "I'm a good hider," I told him. Principal acted a little bit grumpy. He said I wasn't allowed to do that anymore. "When you go to school, you have to follow the rules," he said. "And what would happen if every boy or girl hid in the supply closet after school? It would be very smushy in there," I said. But then he made his eyes frowny. "But we wouldn't know where anyone was, would we?" he said. "Yes," I said. "We would have to be all in their supply closet." Then principal looked up at the ceiling and looked up too, but I didn't see anything again. After that, mother looked at my band-aids. "Did you hurt yourself?" she asked. And so I told her all about the dangerous nurse office. And when I showed her nurse purple sweater, and she made me give it back. After that, everybody started leaving, the firemen and the policemen, and also the tall lady with a bed. Then finally my mother got to take me home. And guess what? I didn't have to ride on the stupid Smelly bus. I guess the car wasn't that fun, 'cause mother was grouchy at me. "I'm sorry, but bus wasn't fun for you, Junie B," she said. "But what you did was very, very wrong. Didn't you see all the commotion you caused? You had lots of people very scared." "Yes, but I didn't want that chocolate milk poured on my head," I explained to her. "That's not going to happen," growled mother. "And you can't just suddenly decide yourself not to hide the bus. Hundreds of kids ride buses every day, and if they can do it, you can do it too." Then my eyes got wet again. Yeah, but there are meanies on that thing, I said, all sniffly. And Mother stopped being girl so growly. What if you have a friend to ride with? She said. Your teacher told me there's a girl in your class who will be riding the bus for the first time tomorrow. Maybe you could sit together. Would you like that? I made my shoulder go up and down. Her name is Grace, said Mother. Grace? I said. Hey, I know that girl, Grace. I learned her today. So when we got home, Mother called that Grace Mother. And when they talked, and then me and that Grace talked too. I was said hi, and she said hi, and she said she would sit with me. And so tomorrow I take my little red purse on the bus, and I get to put it on the seat next to me, so nobody will sit here. As nobody except for that Grace, of course. And then she and me might get to buddies, and we can hold hands, just like me and Lucille. I'll like that, I think. And guess what else? Tomorrow I think like the yellow little bit too. And here's end. I hope you enjoy this. Oh no, my dad will be so mad. Bye bye.